This meeting is being recorded.
A week overall, and especially today. Um, if you were green, if you were red yesterday and you are like break even to red today, um, then you came into the right meeting because we need to discuss um, your trading style, and we're going to go over some basic trading guidelines, kind of going back to the basics. There's a football coach that I forget Bear Bryant. He had this rule of whenever his players, first and I think Texas A&M and later on in University of Alabama, when they were really not doing what they were supposed to do, then in the next practice on Monday, he would gather all the teams and say, everybody, this is a football. And it was like basically going back to
unconfirmed bearish
the
PTC
original.
signal.
Somebody know how to mute the sound on NinjaTrader with that what do you call it?
Are you trying to mute the signals?
Yeah, just temporarily. Do you know how to?
I mean, you could you can go in your volume mixer. You can go into the indicator and turn the signal sounds off.
Volume mixer?
Yeah, bottom right down there. That's what I would do. It'll look like a microphone or a speaker. I mean, a speaker.
Okay.
DJ, you can also just go into the indicator secondary.
Yeah, you can do that.
The chart and then uncheck the sound button.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I just want to be able to mute it so that way
Sorry, it'll look like a speaker. If you press like the arrow in the bottom right, or actually it might be that thing to the left of your clock. It looks like
to the left of the clock.
Yeah, in the bottom right. Yeah, to the left of it.
This one.
Right. No. If you press that arrow,
on
the far left of
far left. This one? No, that's not it.
No. It's a upward caret.
Forward
from the left, forward to the left of the clock. Click that, and there should be a 2 over.
This I have this up. So currently in use, let's scheme box. I don't know why this is on. I don't have any scheme. Microsoft Clipchamp, give help. How come the it has to do with Microsoft Access. Okay. Anyway, we'll we'll just work with what we've got.
Unconfirmed bullish signal.
And we'll just have to get pause in between being interrupted and whatnot. So that's fine. Okay. So let's.
You actually had the sound when you were down in the bottom right corner on the sound bar. That button you had up. Yep, and then drag it a little bit to the left. You could drag it all the way to the left.
This one?
This is with your zoom. Yeah, that's your sound, and then drag it to the left. At least.
The only thing is that I can't hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no worries. I'm used to having my wife talk over me all the time, so no worries.
Bearish PT signal.
Okay, so let's go over, before going into like oil and stuff like that. First of all, on chat, could you let me know with a thumbs up or anything else, who here has been trading oil thus far, and you kind of have your own system? Okay, I'm sure everybody is interested, but I just wanted to get a sense of who's already trading oil. Put a thumbs up on the chat. Anybody? Nobody? Nope. Really? Very little. Oh, okay. So today will be a very happy topic to talk about. Mostly NQ, yeah. Most of us do deal with NQ. Dave Massey with the $300 the other day. Good. Anybody else? All right. So most of us do NQ. How many of you do ES? Primarily ES.
I do. I started doing NQ when I joined Obsidian, but I'm more comfortable with ES.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. I fully understand because it seems to move in a little more slower pace than NQ. NQ is it's kind of like ES on crack, that's for sure. It can definitely knock you out real quick and make you very emotional real quick. Okay. So outside of you, nobody else really is doing ES. It's an angry gorilla, yeah, an 800-pound angry gorilla. So if you're gonna mess with it, that's why you got to be careful with it for sure. Alrighty. Although today it was a very consistent angry gorilla. All right. So let's talk about. And here's the thing. I run into this problem, and I kind of have to constantly remind myself to do this because I tend to break it, and part of the reason that I break it is that I forget the rules. So what I wanted to do was kind of go over some key rules that I want you all to be able to focus on. All right, so let's talk about well, trading rules and principles. Let's call it that way. They're not hard and fast rules. I'll give you the things to focus on. And what I want you to do is create your own
Unconfirmed bearish signal.
golden rule. Okay, so these are the rules that you're going to follow by. You should type it up, handwrite it if you can. If you're a person who can write cursive, even better. If you type it up, print it, put it in front of your computer screen. So that way in the mornings or in the evenings, the first thing that you do before you look at the screen is you look at your rules. Read it out loud. Make it into a mantra and just embed it into yourself so that way you are conditioning yourself to not break those rules. So a couple of things to keep in mind to do in order to be prepared for each and every day is let's talk about pre-market. Okay, and there are different rituals that you can do. Some people, can't do anything without coffee, have loud music on, whatever it may be. But the key things that you want to be able to do is create levels. Okay, how many of you have been following Rakib, although he's been absent lately because he's busy with business trips? Eduardo has been posting up his levels, his key levels. How many of you have seen it and have benefited from his levels because they've been on point? Anybody? Put a thumbs up or tell us that you've been doing that, okay? You want to have those levels, and if you get from, like Monica puts up the ES levels, so put it on NinjaTrader. On the NQ levels, if you get it from Edward or Rakib, or if you create your own, put it on your NinjaTrader. Okay, start drawing it. All right, all you have to do is click F6 and be able to put in whatever levels that you need to put in there. All right, but definitely have that on. Number two, always be aware of what the market is dealing with. What is the market news that has taken place? So you can quickly have a gander of what the news has been taking place over actually financial juice actually
Unconfirmed bearish signal.
is the better one to go over. Okay, so one of the things that you can do actually is take, for example, financial juice, and it's a freebie. Just sign up for it. If you want like real time, especially on the biggies, you can get it in real time, and you can actually turn on the voice. So if you pay for it, you can turn on the voice and be able to get it in there. Alrighty, and so kind of take a gander at the news and see what has taken place overnight and why things have moved the way they have moved, and that way you kind of get a sense of, okay, where have we been? All right.
Unconfirmed
Once you've
bullish
done that,
signal.
you want to be able to look at the news for that day. Now, if you have the news set up, wait, where do I have the news set up on this? I don't have it on this. Okay, but you can. Obsidian has it, so you can on the suite. You can upload it, and it'll be usually at the very top over here, top left corner, and you'll be aware of the news. And one of the great things about it is that it audibly tells you that the pending news is coming. So that way you don't get caught with your
Bullish
pants down
signal.
and be completely exposed to what's going on in the market. And all of a sudden you are, going long because all the technicals are pointing that way. And because you aren't paying attention to the news, that thing just starts dropping like a rock. You do not want to be in a situation like that. I've done that before. I'm sure many of us have done it as well. So have the news always in place. And to have that news feature on NinjaTrader, having it all in one place is extremely, extremely helpful. Okay, but if you don't have it, that's okay. You can go to a place like Forex Factory or FX.com, Yahoo, and all of those places. You'll have a calendar of some of the key news that are coming up. I typically just keep on, I focus on the US, and the first thing that draws me to the news to pay attention to basically are the red folders. Okay. Once you see the red folders, the next one that are important and can move the market are the orange folders. And I want to know if it's taking place at 8:30 or during the market. Typically, if it's before the market is better. If it's in the middle of the market, things can be extremely volatile. All right, so for next week, we want to be aware of some of the key news items that are coming up and how it can affect the market. Now, even though they're not happening right then and there, please do keep in mind that certain big news
Unconfirmed bearish PTC signal.
will impact, today's market, the market that you're trading in. And if you're wondering, why is it so flat? Why is it ranging? It's probably because a lot of the traders are waiting on the sidelines and want to trade after the major news comes out, like FOMC, for example. All that movement
Unconfirmed bullish signal.
that we had before the FOMC announced what they did was nothing in comparison to what happened over the last 2 days. Okay, so you could have actually sat down and just taken the day off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, okay, and come back basically at around 2:30 even, right? And watch from there and start trading from there. And guess what? You probably would have made a killing that totaled the whole week's worth of earnings, maybe even the whole month, if you were sizing in properly. So what's done is done. The past is the past. Forget it, move on. Now let's look forward to next week. And some of the key ones that are available for next week is on Tuesday. All right, we have the consumer confidence, which is forecast to be slightly lower. Anything above 100 is good. Anything below 100 is bad. And they're expecting the consumer confidence to be slightly lower. So in our present situation, bad news is good news. Okay. to ask if that is, if you want to know more about that. And is Kyle here? Kyle, yeah. Kyle will be happy to answer on chat. Final GPT is coming out. GPT. Yeah, GPT AI, right. No, the final GDP, the quarter over quarter is coming out on Thursday. So that's a red folder, as well as the unemployment claims. The challenge with the unemployment claims is that it is expected to be higher. Look at the forecast. It came in at 201, which was better than expected yesterday. And then now the forecast
bearish PTC signal
is 213. And if it comes in better than expected, good news becomes bad news. All right, so keep that in mind and how that'll impact your trading moving forward. And then, dun dun dun, Fed Powell speaks again at 4 o'clock after the market. So thank goodness he's speaking after the market. And I have a feeling that that might create opportunities to trade from 4 to 5 and maybe even well into the evening. I don't know if you are aware of, but we have now live trading basically from as early as 7 a.m., sometimes earlier, but typically at 7 a.m. to last night as late as midnight. Okay, we are having more and more traders coming on board who are, number one, gung-ho on Obsidian. They're not just happy with Obsidian, they're family Obsidian, okay? And they love it. They see how the auto trader is doing and they're just amazed by it. And they are believers.
bullish signal
And they're they're bringing in their skills, their different skill sets of looking at the market and coming on board to help you out. So that in itself has been a phenomenal growth. We have now like 10 people. And as a matter of fact,
unconfirmed bearish PTC signal.
Woman, would you please be quiet? Goodness. And then what will happen is, we'll call it. Now I lost track of what I was saying. We have another expert who has been trading nearly 20 years, 15 years, and he's an expert in trading crude oil and gold, and he is an expert sniper. Okay. Oh, by the way, let's kind of come onto the same page when it comes to the nomenclature of what we use within Obsidian, so that way we're all talking about the same thing and we know what we're talking about. So the CJV version of the dictionary basically says this. A sniper is somebody who chases 8 to 12 ticks. Okay, 20 ticks is like almost a home run. A scalper is somebody who's chasing 20 to 40 ticks. Okay, and a swing person, an intraday swinger or momentum trader, you're looking at 100 ticks plus. Okay, which is very doable in NASDAQ. And they all have their respective challenges and risks involved. It's a matter of which one best suits your personality and need. Once he comes on board, I'll introduce you to him. We'll have an interview of him, as well as create a separate room for him. And so whichever style that best suits you. If you are a sniper, go to the sniper live trading. If you are a scalper, then go to the scalping, trader who is trading. Because sometimes you'll have like 3 guys in the same room giving you their wisdom, and they're telling you what they're doing and how they're doing it, and they're either sniper or scalper. And then you have the intraday swingers. Okay, I think I'm probably like the boring one who is best at intraday swings. And eventually maybe I'll have a room just focused on us fuddy-duddies who
Bearish PTC signal.
would prefer doing intraday swings and go into only 1 to 2 trades per day. But in any case, we are growing with fantastic people, high quality, high character people. And that vision of having trading taking place 23 hours a day, 5 days a week is coming along real good, real fine. And the beauty of it right now, as of now, it's all free. Okay, find a room that's going to give you that type of quality at no cost, and you'll be hard pressed to find the level of community that we have here. Okay, and also fellow traders who really care for each other, and we really root each other on to success. So those are things that are taking place. Anyway, enough about news. Anybody have any questions regarding that? That was all pre-market stuff. Anybody? Somebody? Anybody? Okay, good. Now let's go back to having trading guidelines and rules. Be prepared pre-market. Okay, I mean, can you come in and just turn on the bot and go from,
Unconfirmed bearish signal.
you know, arm to from this arm to arm?
Order filled.
What the? Okay, fine. And be able to go in and trade like that? Yeah, you could. Okay, you could, and you could probably make more money than you trading on your own if you're not like one of the veteran traders here. But I would prefer that you get into the habit and discipline of learning how to be prepared and come in knowing your levels, okay, and knowing where to be looking to exit and looking for resistance levels and things like that. Okay, now in terms of the levels, let me give you the lazy man's way to go about it, which is on TradingView. You can turn on. Let me take it. Yeah, it's all messy. Let me go right there since it's nice and clean. I will take a particular future and turn on the auto fib and choose these levels, the ones that I have chosen, and just turn it on. One of the great things about TradingView is that these are dynamic and they get updated regularly, so you know where are the most up-to-date Fibonacci levels. And you can go level to level, okay, and trade it that way. So if you're not sure how to create your own levels, find your own support and resistance and things like that, find where the liquidity is, where the volume profile, volume shelf, all of those things are. This is the easiest way to at least be prepared. It's a whole lot better than going in blindly. I think you'll agree to that. Okay, and each and every time you see it bounce or break
Unconfirmed
through,
bullish PTC signal.
that is when you can decide, hey, you know what? I need to be ready to manually close and lock it in. Okay, and also take into account the overall picture. On the this is a daily. Excuse me. There you go. Know when to get out and when to get in. So, for example, I like oil because you have this type of a smooth drop down, which is far better than NASDAQ. So anyway, questions? No? Okay, moving on. Now, in terms of the market, okay, this is only my suggestion. These are my rules, basically. I want to come to a place where I can trade from 9:40 to 11:30 and try to hit my target. And once I hit my target, I still need to get into the habit of actually shutting it down and just move to sim mode. Okay, I'm just so tempted to continue trading. Today, if I actually fell into the temptation, it would have been really awesome because would have been able to catch all this run, all three of them. The bot caught it, and it was just fantastic. Just boom, boom, boom. I mean, let me close this for a
Order
second.
filled.
this is just the afternoon, and with 4 micros, I was able to clear $1,100. I didn't size up. I didn't do anything. Okay. All I did was the last one, I closed it manually, like right here, and I closed it manually, like right here. And you know, it was $1,100. I'm just sorry that it's simulation, but today would have been great, but
Unconfirmed bearish signal.
20 other days, it would not have been good at all. All right. So, so these are the time frames that you want to be able to keep. Okay. So
Unconfirmed bearish signal.
Okay. She is getting annoying now. All righty. Oh, okay. Let me do this. I know what to do. Let me.
CJ, if you want, I sent you like images to look at that would show you where to go real quick.
Where'd you send it to?
Discord.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You probably understand right away when you see it.
Is it quick?
Should be.
Open volume mixer. So on you right click the icon. This icon?
No, try that. Try that one. There it is. Yep.
Open volume
mixer. Yeah, and then just mute NinjaTrader, and there you go. That should be it.
Thank you, Joseph. That is awesome. That is fantastic. All right, now we don't have to listen to her annoying voice. It's not annoying during the market trading, but it is annoying when she talks too much and way beyond the time that she's allotted to. So anyway, where was I? What was I saying? Right. I forgot what I was saying. Dang it. What was I saying?
I think you were saying it works some today would have worked out great, but other days, 23 days, it wouldn't have worked out. Just the bot and letting it go. Oh,
yes. Yeah, definitely. Okay. If you hit your daily goal or you hit your daily loss, if you're tired, emotional, or you're tilting, stop trading. So if you hit your goal or you hit your stop loss, fire yourself. Either way, fire yourself and you're done for the day. And that takes a lot of discipline. So if you fire yourself and then you see that later on you could have done such a good job, in the long run, how that helps you is make you want to not fail again and not get to that situation. Okay, so try to stick to it. I'm now 4 days in a row of actually keeping my rules, and all 4 days I've been profitable. Okay. Actually, I've been profitable the majority of days. My problem is over trading and giving it all back, and then getting emotional and then over trading. And the next thing I know is I blow up my evaluations. Okay. So, so I don't know who can relate to that, but that's what I do. All right. Now, so that's what you want to be able to do. Now, you want to be in a trend. Okay. And typically, those of you who know candle formations, if you see 3 white soldiers, that's a bullish sign. You have Overwatch and Tick Strike. It's my own thing, so it's a separate thing. You don't need it. But if Overwatch right here, it's green all across, right? Then you know that it's bullish and there's volume coming in that's bullish, and vice versa. Okay. You also want to see if the price action is above the EMA and the moving average that you have set. And just follow the trend. Make sure there is a trend. Like today, we had major trends. This one was going down. This one was going up. And just as a reminder for everyone, I'm sorry, there are too many lines here. Part of it is because I have the VWAP Sigma 1, Sigma 2 as well. But typically, this is your super trend. This is your moving average. One of the key things that you want to watch for is it turning green? Is it turning green? So if it turns green, that's bullish. Is a trend? Is it green? It's green. Did you get a bullish signal right here? Great. So if you have a manual trader, the DDTS, and you see this, then click buy and you're in. Okay. If you have the auto trader, it'll just put you right in immediately as soon as it happens in an instant, so that way you catch the maximum amount of profits. And again, it bears repeating. The auto trader will go in there much faster than any human can go in, and at the end of the month, the difference of profit between a manual DDTS and an auto DDTS will be more than enough to cover the subscription price. So you want to be able to look for trends, and that's where you want to be in. Just follow the trends and hit those trends. Now, chop zone, okay? Please fill me in if I'm missing on anything. Typically, when you see chop zones are the times when there's a narrow range of price action. The super trend and the moving average are flat, okay? So if they're flat, you want to stay out of it. Another signal to know that you're in a chop zone is just like we heard in the aftermarket. Bullish signal, bear signal. Bullish signal, bear signal. When it gives it to you back and forth, and you know our ninja lady is kind of schizophrenic, okay? That's chop zone. So this is where you want to go and just basically say, you know what? I'm just going to turn it off for now and wait until it gets out of that chop zone. Okay. So those of you who can draw those boxes and be able to say, okay, it needs to get out of this before it does something, draw those boxes, and the moment it gets out of it, you know, that's when you want to turn it on and enter the trade. Okay, so avoid chop. Okay, questions?
Has anyone ever found a good chop indicator? I have looked around for a long time and never find anything.
Anybody have an answer to that?
What kind of indicator was it?
Something that will tell you when not to trade, like when you're in a chop.
I am looking to add that in. There's a few different variables that I'm looking, because there are different conditions for chop. There's your market stagnation and also your volatility chop. I believe for the market stagnation, I'm gonna have two different filters for it. I'm gonna be using like a TTM squeeze, and with the past number of bars or within certain parameters, I'm gonna allow a filter option not to take the trades. And then for your volatility chop, if the wicks on the candles reach a certain threshold and there are alternating signals between a certain number of ticks and a certain number of bars back, I'll add a filter in to filter out the chop. The issue with the chop filter is that it filters out as many good trades as bad trades, but on certain days it can really save your ass. Typically, you'll get chopped up a little bit, but once it makes that larger move, you may miss it using a chop filter. So I kind of have to weigh it in and out, but a lot of people have requested, so I'm going to throw it in there, I guess.
Thanks, Jay. I just never have found anything, and I looked around, and actually they're too choppy. Some of the filters, like, so where you're going. Thank you.
Yeah, and there are, you know, in a way, so far the things that are out there are pretty simplistic. So that's how we're using the Obsidian in order to identify chop. Okay, you have mixed signals. She's saying you know, PTC long, PTC short, and going back and forth all the time. And the moving average is flat. Super trend is flat. Okay. And the range is very narrow typically. Those are the times that you want to be able to avoid it. In terms of a more of a macro view, one of the ways to avoid chop is the DR-IDR zone. Okay, so you wait until 10:30 to begin trading. Okay, and so this one right here today, this is what we had. There was a lot of volatility in here. So if anybody lost money, typically they lost it all within this 1 hour time frame. Okay, and they started making money afterwards. Okay, and so with DR-IDR, simple. When it goes above the fence, it is bullish, and you trade the trend. You'll find yourself hitting certain areas where it hits resistance and it'll consolidate or chop around there. Okay, and typically that'll happen when you hit the second standard deviation of VWAP, which I call 2 sigma. Once it gets there, see how it rose here? You have 4 candles that just basically shot up, and then it started consolidating here for a good 30 minutes before it moved up, and then it dropped, consolidated again back in this Fibonacci level, and then it shot up, touched, here you go. So here's a quick recap. It touched second sigma, and then it dropped, okay? It came all the way back down to the 150 fib, came back up. Here you see the moving average and super trend actually flattening out, okay? So when it flattens out, turn it off, and then all of a sudden you have this huge move down. And this arrow right here, if you had the confirmation filter on and it was armed, this arrow would have been your entry, your automatic bot entry. Like right there would have been your entry. And in a day like this, okay, and this is what you want major trends. In a day like this, you just let the bot run and taking you all the way down to second sigma. Once it comes to second sigma, always, regardless of Fibonacci being there or not, once it comes close to second sigma, you want to watch out. And notice what happens. It reached this Fibonacci level at 870, touched it twice, and then started back, going back up. And it went all the way up 100 points plus before it came all the way down to second sigma, okay, or sigma 2. So these are, so think of these as, the outer boundaries. And once it begins to touch outer boundaries, that's when you want to start being careful. Some people use ATRs to do that. I like the sigma levels because they tend to be dynamic, whereas ATRs is a little bit, what should I say? It's a little bit late. It's a latent indicator. All right, so play the trends, avoid the chop as best as you can. If you didn't hit your profit target by 11:30 and you're able to trade in the afternoon, what I would do is I would trade from 2 to 4. Actually 2:30 to 4, but you get what I mean. Okay, so boy, time flies. Let me quickly go through all of this. You can review it on the video and kind of create your own rules. 7 steps to master your trade. Number 1, prepare a plan. Number 2, avoid style drift. Okay, so if you want to be a sniper, master the art of being a sniper. Stick to snipers. Don't try to switch around. If you're going to be a scalper, be a scalper. Focus on the traders who are scalpers, learn from them, and stick to one thing. Otherwise, you're going to become inefficient. You're going to be a jack of all trades and a master of none. Okay? So sniper, 8 to 12 ticks, scalper, swing, intraday swing. All right. Try to time your trades for 8+ setups. Okay, and we've talked about this before. We can talk about it again in future settings and more specific ways to find 8+ setups. But that's going to require patience. And Some of us actually literally need to sit on our hands, literally sit on our hands and not trade until everything just lines up super fantastically in order for you to trade. And the A+ setups are right here, right above the DR. A+ setup. It broke actually the DR to the downside. 2 sigma and chop, 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 chop. A+ setup right here, and an A+ setup. So today we had 4 A+ setups. That's a lot. You typically get 1 or 2. So if you want to play it safe and you want to win 80, 90% of the time, wait for A+ setups. Manage your risk. Evaluations, I'm making a slight modification. Evaluations is 250 to 1. So if you have a 2,500 threshold, trailing threshold, the most you can play is 1 mini. Most. Preferably you start with 3 or 4 micros, and then you can size up, okay, on the A+ setups. Once you get a PA, and especially if you get Apex and it's a one-time payment and you're done, Charles, Bollinger Bands perhaps for chop tighter they are, yes. Another thing that's called Kelter channels as well. Yeah, Casey. Those also give you a good idea of what it's chop. Yep. PAs 500 to 1. Okay, so if you have $2,500 threshold, the maximum you should play is 5 micros. Okay, don't stress out. You don't have a time expiration. So build it up ever so slowly, like a turtle. Build it up so big from 50 to 55,000, and even then just draw out $1,000. So that way you have a $4,000 threshold, which allows you to play with 1 mini at that point. Okay, so definitely do that. Some other things within the managing your risk and reward. Let your winners run and cut your losses short. Okay, Don calls it the hope strategy. Hope strategy rarely works. It does work sometimes, but it rarely works. Before entering a position, have a predetermined stop. So the moment, if you know when you're going to get in, please know when you're going to get out. Okay, at least have a mental target. Trade directionally and don't average down in losing positions, which is my problem. If there's a weakness in what I do, that's my weakness right there. And average out. Anybody else? You want to raise hands? Actually, average up in winning positions. That's called sizing up. When should you size up? The safest area to size up is once you're up 50 ticks and the volume is just continually shooting up. That's why I love Tick Strike, because there it just goes like incessantly. It goes tick, 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 tick. I mean, it is like a woodpecker. Okay. And when I see it go at 50, 60, 70, the moment it hits 50, I'll size up. Okay. And then it gives you the average of those two. The moment it hits another 50, I'll size up. And I'll move my stop loss to a profit stop no matter what. So that way it's a no stress trade. And also number two, you have the potential of being able to reach that 100, 200, 400 pips, but you did it with your maximum. Okay. And by the way, when you do hit your maximums, please stick to them. Okay. Stick to your maximums. So when you get into a profit, move your stop loss to break even, or as I prefer, profit stop. Don't ask how much you can make. Okay, ask how much can I lose. So if you're playing 4 micros and your stop loss is 50, remember it can hit your 50 stop loss. How much have you lost? Okay, know how much in advance. You definitely want to sell into strength. Protect 50% of your wins when you're up 10 to 25% day trading. Actually, sorry, that's more of a stock and options rule. As you can see, I cut and pasted some stuff and I forgot to erase that. Number 5, how many of you raise your hand, like put a Y on the chat. How many of you do a post analysis of your trades after the end of the day? I want to see at least, of all you guys, I want to see at least 10, please. Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 of us. I want to see at least 12 hands. And I see 0.
I'm guilty of not doing that.
I don't do it either. I'm guilty.
Okay. Can we do that, please? I think that's the one rule that if we forget everything else, that's the one rule that maybe we need to implement. And again, you type it up, write it in, print it, and you post it. Post it every day, have it every day, read it every day. So that way you get into the habit of starting to do that. Okay. Trader Sync, yes. Okay. It'll give you the data that you need. I mean, you can go to NinjaTrader and look at your overall performance. That's helpful, but I'm talking about what was my biggest loss and why did I lose it? Why did I go in? M3, okay, good. Okay. Why did I lose it? Why was I so sure this was a good entry? And learn from it. Every loss can be a lesson. If you don't learn from it, you're going to repeat that loss again and again and again. Number 6, keep learning. Knowledge is the best return on equity. That's what the weekends are for. Please don't come to a place where you are looking for Obsidian to become this money printing machine. And Kyle, hey Kyle, is it done yet? Kyle, can you print it? Kyle, how come it? Kyle, is it 100%? Kyle, you know, you're looking for a crutch. Okay, learn from your lessons, get better at it, become a better ninja trader. Okay, Obsidian is just a tool. It is the most important tool. It is your sword, but it's still just a tool. And if you don't use it well, you're going to cut yourself. Number 7, I left it blank. Somebody want to type in? What's a rule that you have that I haven't mentioned that every one of us can benefit? Can you type it in? Anyone? Nobody has any other rules. Stick to your rules, okay? 7th rule, stick to you. If you feel emotional from a loss, walk away, yeah? That was there. Any other rules? Don't trade PM, respect stop loss, don't size too big for the account. Yes. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed in the morning. Lots of rest. That's a good rule. Okay. And the big one is, respect your stop loss. Don't size too big. Don't size too big. because most of us are trading prop firms. So you do not want to do that. Okay. We have only one member that I know of who's trading real money. Of course, his target is $40,000 to $50,000 a day, and he has the financial wherewithal to do it. And actually, even though he's now an Obsidian member, he's been doing it exclusively using Futures Pro. Go to bed at 5 a.m. Okay. Yeah, I'll leave that. I'll just leave it there. Okay. Okay. Good. So, and actually, he's one of the experts that I want to bring on board eventually, but he's busy. He would be a great addition as well. Alrighty. So, 503. What can I say about oil? Let me just share, my vast knowledge that I have picked up over the past 5 days of trading oil. Okay, everybody should be laughing at this point.
This meeting is being recorded.
Oil or crude light CL, I wound up blowing up, several evals, and I was like, "Whoops! Okay, I think I definitely oversized it, right?" And my stops and things like that were different. The movement is different. It's not like NASDAQ or ES or others. It just moves differently. And it is another key aspect of CL is that it is very news driven. All it takes is Saudi Arabia to say something, Russia to say something, and boom, it'll hit you. So what I have started doing after my huge loss, and again, every loss is a lesson. So in my deep evaluation of my losses and why I messed up, what I decided to do basically is simply this. The evenings are best for me. Okay, I'm talking for myself. Are best for me to trade oil because it seems to be the most calmest and the most unidirectional. Okay, so this one, for example, right here. What day was this? Doesn't give me the day. 6 p.m. Yes, it does. Thursday. Yeah. So, and in this one, I do trade with the Auto Trader, but I'm actually, because of its slow movement, I'm actually relying more on my Futures Pro. Okay. And Futures Pro actually works on it because it's commodities, So for example, here there was a buy signal at 8:40 p.m., but there was no golden cross. The yellow line was below the blue, so I did not enter. And I actually entered here. The moment it started making this type of move and it passed this, I entered here because to me that was the confirmation of this buy signal, right? And so when I entered here, my stop loss was 10 ticks. So I'm playing CL, not MCL. I'm playing CL. I do not dare play CL during the market time because it moves like crazy. But at nighttime, I'll do CL, but it'll be at a 10 tick stop loss. Okay. And one of them will be a 10 tick profit, and then the other one is a runner. Okay, and so every time it moves up, it goes up to like 20 cents. Okay, I move my stop loss to within 10 cents or 10 ticks, and I just keep on doing that. Okay, and it has been very profitable for me both on Thursday as well as Wednesday. Okay, now during the market, look at the amplitude of the movements. It's just too crazy and too costly. So I only would do MCL, and even then, my stops needed to be a little bit wider. So I would use the same stops that I use for ES, which is 20 ticks. And if I catch something like this, right? Like from here, I caught this one, and this is the one that like really made me go over my profit target. When you catch a trend like this and you have 20 ticks behind you, and especially when it does not touch the blue line at all until right here, this is the first touch of it. It can become very profitable. So there, it forces you to take small losses and cutting it short and just letting it run. But even when you let it run, it's a very narrow stop. So I do 10 ticks. Now, I think, Don, you do trade oil, yes?
Yeah, from time to time I do.
Okay, what is your process? Can you share that with us?
My process, it's this. I have the same process for every chart. So I use a supply and demand method where I chart from the daily and work my way down to the 30-minute, and I look at previous highs and lows, and then I see where price is going, and with oil you have to keep an eye on the news, because sometimes you'll get during certain times of the day you'll get more movement than others.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So, I mean, everything is, dependent on news, but oil seems to be the most dependent out of all of them. So, yeah, so I always have the news up here. Actually, you need to expand it to other nations. It can't be just the US. Okay, especially China, Russia, and Saudi Arabia. You want to know any major news that's coming out from them. Okay, so I'll just give you that for now. Probably next week or the week after, we are going to have our oil expert come, and I've asked him to give us a lot deeper, to go a lot deeper that I'm able to, because again, he has many, many more years of experience, and while he does trade NQ, oil and gold are his bread and butter, so to speak. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful to you. I do want to open it up for questions, and then go right into our raffle of, hey, a question. Does Apex still have their 80% rule, their 80% discount? Anybody know?
I don't think so.
Are they done? Oh, they do?
No.
You
Oh,
do.
they do.
Yeah, Terry and Abdul say that they still do.
I
So
think Fuelnox is still cheaper right now.
Fuelnox? Okay. So
Yeah, they've got a 80 or 90% going on. And I think their 50K is $18, I think.
Oh, okay. Very good. So let's do BuildNox then. So would you rather have more BuildNox giveaways or have less Apex giveaways? We're not going to do Earn Max because already people are having difficulty with that. Setting up, that is. What's your preference?
How about Apex? Because BuildNox, we have a 10 limit.
11 limit. Okay, let's do Apex. So what I'll do is, here we go. Let me post this. So that's our company referral. I know everybody has referrals, I'm sorry. But if you use, so you can't use your own referral to sign up for your own things. So, you know, please use ours, and all that money that comes through the 15% referrals that we get from Apex, that goes into a key pot to give away raffles. And we got 22 people today. So what we'll do is, instead of 2, here we go, Apex, okay, perfect. So what we'll do is we are going to do a 3 giveaway. Let's give away 3, all right? So let me do this. Should we do, how should we do this? Still do the 1 to 100, or should we how should we do this? I'm wondering. Users who begin with M. All right, so anybody who has an M in their name has a chance to win it. Yeah, okay. Now that wouldn't be equitable, you know, it wouldn't be fair. So we want to make it fair so everybody has an opportunity to do it. And yeah, I don't want to. You can't be Google. You can't Google it. So let's do this. I'm going to do the same thing. Kyle. Hey, so Kyle, I'm going to direct message you a number between, how about, yeah, 1 and 100. And last time we had people actually hit both numbers, like right, you know, smack, bullseye. So I'm going to choose a number that I would not typically choose. So there you go. So I have chosen a number that I have direct message Kyle. Okay. So now what everybody is going to do is between 1 and 100, you have one guess to come as close as possible to the number that I have chosen. And the closest 3 gets to be the winner. And all you have to do is purchase it via Apex, the 50K one, and give us a screenshot of your purchase as well as the new account number, the eval account number. Please screenshot it and send it to Kyle, and you should be good to go. Yeah, Charles, don't send it to me. Direct message it to Kyle on Discord, because not everybody can message on Zoom for whatever reason. So everybody go to Discord and DM Kyle your guess between 1 and 100, and the top 3 will get to win it. So start sending it now, and while that gets done, let me open it up to questions, to a Q&A. All righty. So let me, first of all, just close this out. Oh, I can't close it because it's past 5. Okay, it's closed. Okay, fine. All right. So questions on either setting up NQ or CL in terms of setups, in terms of auto trading, semi-auto trading, especially for the new trial members who just started coming in here. If you have questions, you guys have precedence. So please get on voice and ask or type it away. All
Hey,
right.
CJ, this is Todd. I have a question on the auto trader.
Yes.
So one of the guys was streaming, I think it was yesterday, maybe the day before, and they just set it to auto trade and let it run.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched the trade go literally over 200 ticks positive,
Yeah.
and literally pull back to like break even or maybe even slightly negative.
Yeah.
Can you give a little insight into what triggers the auto trade to actually take profit? That it would be that far ahead and let it come that far back against without without taking a profit or reversing or something.
So let
That
me
was
ask you.
my
Do you know what
that was
settings he had enabled?
that was my trade.
Okay.
Oh, that was your trade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my trade. It happened once or twice yesterday, but um to be fair, there was a couple of them that were like 300 ticks as well. That
No,
didn't come back. But
I'm just looking for like what's the strategy there or what that would let it go that far and then come back that much against you after you're in profit that much.
well, normally I wouldn't. I'll let Kyle answer this in a second, but normally I wouldn't let it do that. But I told myself as well as everybody, because yesterday I wasn't going to be able to trade at all because I had meetings and whatnot. So I said, hey guys, I'm going to go full auto. I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to interfere with it. Normally I would never allow it to come back that far. If I'm up 200 ticks, I'll put my stop loss at 100 ticks, just to give it room. But yeah, you should never let it do that.
I like the
reason.
fact see the auto play out, but I guess my question was more along the lines of not necessarily about you or your trading style, but it was more along the lines of from the automation perspective.
So what happens is it uses a certain number of candles before it changes direction, and if it's volatile in that
so
same
just
candle,
too far too fast.
it'll come back too fast for it to change direction. And I think Kyle has an answer for that because I've already told him about this like three times now. And I think in the next update he's got working on something where it's going to take profit for you.
Trailing stop or something. I think I heard him mention.
But I'll let Kyle talk. Sorry.
John, do you know what settings you had on, and do you know what time frame you were?
Yeah. I was on the 2-minute HA, 26 trend filter. Everything was on PTC short, PTC long, and confirmation. The trend was not on, and no ATM.
It may have been the confirmation filter because it's looking for a confirmation in the opposite direction.
If you had confirmation filter off, and you may not, I'd have to see a screenshot of when it happened so I can tell you what exactly happened.
Yeah, yesterday I used the I left the confirmation filter on the whole day. Today I didn't use it. Today was amazing. Today was a lot better than yesterday because yesterday seemed to chop really early, and I think they had a FOMC hangover.
So in general terms, on the auto setting, unless you have an ATM working, the trend would have to reverse and give you an opposite signal to take you out of a trade. Is that my understanding?
Yeah, you need to have a reversal. And for that reason, if you don't have an ATM, it's best to just leave the trend filter and confirmation unchecked. At least that's the way I do it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing about using an ATM. If you use an ATM, you can secure your profits. If you
Yeah.
but at the same time, if you use an ATM, you can also miss out on opportunities. It's not going to run to its full potential. So if you're what CJ described as a scalper or as a sniper, 9 to 12 ticks, then you're good. Then you met your goal, and then you can keep moving. Whereas there's other people that you know, they get in early, they want to see it run for 200 ticks and then you know, take their profit from there. But having an ATM, it'll knock you out of the trade if it pulls back, and then you have to wait for another confirmation or another signal to get back in, and by that point you're missing other movement that you could have gotten if you stayed in the trade. So
I get that. You could use the
it's
ATM with the
preference.
trailing stop though too. I mean, just
Yeah,
have a wider
yeah.
trailing stop.
Yeah.
Right,
So it doesn't
right,
pull back
definitely.
that much against you.
There's no wrong answer, but if you want to maximize the heck out of it, then use no ATM.
Yeah.
Can you
Just
use
let
an
it fly.
ATM? Can you use an ATM with a very wide stop and a very wide take profit and still have the bot reverse the trade if there is
Yes.
indeed a reversal signal?
Correct. So John,
Okay.
I'm glad you brought that up because I just created a quick ATM strategy for it.
Okay.
I just call that full auto 50. So basically what that means is that you'll have a constant 50 tick stop loss going all the way down. Okay. So if there is a huge reversal that is beyond 50 ticks, you'll get taken out, but you'll be in profit. But as long, like today, as long as it's not a 50 tick drawback, let me see. Here's 909 to as high as 34. Yeah, that would have taken you out. So you would have gone from here and be taken out over here, right here. And then what would happen is that it would put you back into this one. Okay, so as long as there is a reversal signal like here, this is your PTC bullish, right? And then you got a bearish short right here. It'll actually put you into this trade, and it'll take you all the way down up to 50 ticks, minus the 50 tick stop loss. So in this situation, like today, this would have paid out twice instead of just once. Same thing here. This one, it would have taken you all the way to the top, regardless of you. No, actually, this would have been better off to have the 50 ticks because once it reached here, 78, you would have been knocked out right here. And then you would have been put back into, no, that's green. Oh, it doesn't matter. You don't have a trend filter. And then it would put you back into this one right there. And you would go this way. So days like today, you would have benefited from having a 50 tick stop loss. Now that is constant. Okay, just keep that in mind. 50 stop loss. Now, when it hits a 50 tick profit, you move it up to 20. So there's a 30 tick, you know what? Just a 49 tick differential there. Every 10 ticks, it'll keep on moving it up. Once you hit 100 ticks, you'll have a 50 tick stop loss. So try that if you wanted to do a full auto.
CJ, that's backwards again, by the way.
Did I make it backwards? Gosh, darn it. What's the right way? Sorry.
So if you want stop loss of 50 and then profit trigger would be however many how many positive ticks you
So
want.
50-50 like that?
Yeah, so if it goes 50 ticks, now you're 50 ticks behind that. And then every 10 ticks it goes up, it moves it another 10.
So does this have to be 100?
That would give you 100 tick stop loss once you get to 100. So there's really probably not a reason for a step 2, to be honest.
So this is all you need, right?
Yeah, so it's 50. Once you're in profit, 50 ticks, you're now trailing by 50.
Man, this is throwing me off again. Oh, goodness.
And then
And what was that?
every 10 ticks after that, it moves up 10.
All right, keep correcting me. Eventually, I'll learn.
No worries.
I was actually thinking of something a little different. Like really putting in, and hear me out, a 2,000 tick stop loss with something like a 10,000 tick take profit. I mean, make up a number that's ridiculously large, only for the purpose of tracking the trade on the trade performance report, because it keeps track of the ATM strategies. But that would mean that I'm relying then, right, for all practical purposes, on the bot to do the job of reversing me out of the trade when the signal flips, and similarly getting me back in the opposite direction, if that makes sense.
So, correct. So you are trusting in the bot to put you in the opposite trade, but the bot does not take into account your ATM. Once the signal comes in, it'll reverse you accordingly, regardless of whether you hit your profit loss or your profit stop or not. So if it goes from bullish to bearish, it'll just switch you over.
Right, and that's exactly what I'm trying to get at, because then really the only reason to have the ATM, because a lot of folks, it seems, put the bot on without an ATM, would be for me, for tracking purposes. At the end of the day, I would know that for this particular trade, this strategy had been implemented for this signal. Does that make sense?
The reason you are doing something like this is to avoid that 200 tick positive turning into a 0 tick, like go from 200 profit back to 0. So that's the one way to avoid it. So that way, if you do go 200 and it reverses on you without any opposite signal, okay, there's like no opposite signal. And that's why it took you back to 0, right? So the ATM would actually put a profit stop at 150 ticks. So you do collect profit as opposed to having no profit. So it is think of it as a stopgap until version 1.3 comes out.
Right. Although in the example on the screen, that short at about, what is it, 138 or thereabouts. If I had no ATM on, wouldn't it be closed at 1438? It looks like. Well, there's a couple of unconfirmed bullish signals there that I would presume would take me out of that short that had started earlier. No? Isn't that the way it works?
This one right here?
Well, that one certainly. I was thinking of going all the way up to the top of the slope on the left, but then, yeah, I guess even before we get to the ones that I had been looking at, there's a bullish signal halfway down. I think you'd already flagged that, actually. I would have been taken out at about 1358. Yeah, right there. I would have been taken out a little bit further along. Maybe a half a dozen bars over to the right. I would have been taken out.
You said right here?
Just a little further to the right, maybe 4 bars to the right. There's looks like a long signal, right? That's a PTC long.
Right here? No, that's just the delta. It's not a long.
No, I'm talking about to the right of that. Go about it. There you go.
This one right here.
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Yeah. So it would have. So if you have it on a full auto, it would have taken you out, and then in the
Right.
next bar, this arrow would have put you right back into short.
And that would have been without the trend or the confirmation filter.
Nobody cared. Let me,
Sorry?
let's make it like this so it's easier to see.
Right.
Yeah, so let's see. So Kyle says that if you want your ATM to play out, to use semi, because the auto will just reverse you. So if you don't
Okay.
want to get reversed into a position and you just want to let it take you out, instead of auto, you do a semi.
Got it.
Okay?
Got it.
Cool. So again, these are stopgap measures in which version 1.3 will address. So thank you for your patience. You have a question to Don. Abdul has a question for you.
Hey Don, how you doing?
Hey, all right.
Man, first, thanks a lot to open your bar. It helped me a lot.
Oh,
Second,
good.
yeah, I made good money today and yesterday. But the special,
Awesome.
I took a day off from the work. Is your board is working good on the Asian session or London session? That's the only time I trade.
Well, I don't know if you heard me talk about my rules a few minutes ago, but I don't trade pre-market or after hours. And I have done it. And I've had mixed results, right? Because the London market's a little bit dependent on, you know, the European news and whatnot. What I found is that, you know, I've let it run overnight, and I've woken up in profit, and then I've gone to sleep, and I've noticed that you know, I got kicked off the internet because I wasn't monitoring it long enough. So I don't really trade in the London market, but you know, if it's early enough, like when market opens, I'll every once in a while I'll trade micros, but nothing big, nothing heavy. It doesn't move fast enough for me. I like to have the volatility and the volume, and I like to be able to make decisions because I don't use EMAs and I don't use indicators other than the Obsidian. What the Obsidian provides for me, with the Delta and the Sigma, is plenty enough for me to make a decision if I'm gonna trade manually or if I'm gonna trade with the bot. And if you saw my screen yesterday and today, I had one chart on the left and one chart on the right. The chart on the right hand side, that was all auto. That was full auto trades. The one on the left hand side, I was manually trading. I like to have, I've been testing this bot since May, and I've done a lot of different settings, and I've had a lot of different results, and just trying to figure out what I like the best, what works for me, because you know, we had a guy that we had Max. He's great with the Renko, right? He's great with the Renko bars. That's just for me. I'm not a Renko kind of guy because it's boring to me. But it's effective, you know, and it can keep you calm and not shake you out of a trade. But for me, I enjoy the Heikin-Ashi. I enjoy the way that the market moves and trading in general. So I like to chart all my stuff and compare it, you know, with what I see. So I've just tweaked everything to my trading style, and that's what a lot of people don't understand with the bot. You know, if you don't have any trading experience, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, and you need to spend more time testing. You need to spend more time doing sim before you're ready to use the bot effectively. Because I've had people that I brought in that already left after the first week because they couldn't get it to work fully auto the way that they thought it should work. And I don't think any bot in the industry actually works that way. You have to have some trading knowledge, and you have to be able to tweak it to your trading style. Sorry, I know you just asked about the Asian market, but I went off on a tangent there. But yeah, no, I don't really, not a whole lot, but I did get asked by VMTech asked me to create an ATM for gold. So I'm going to be working on that. That's going to be my next project, is to work on the gold. I'm gonna trade gold during the Asian market.
And the second question is, do you close your trade manually also, or just only the bot?
Oh no, I trade, but I trade both. I you know, like I was saying, I have on the left hand screen I have my manual trades, and then on the right hand screen.
I was watching your right hand screen, the fully automatic bot. So you can
Yeah.
you did you close your manually also over there, because sometimes I saw and you already closed it. So I think is you close by yourself or the bot close?
Oh yeah, the one with the DDTS or the ADTS with all the buttons on it, that was full auto. The chart that had no that only had the candles on it, that's the one I was doing manually. But the one on the right with the 2-minute Heikin Ashi, that was full auto. And then the 1-minute Heikin Ashi, I was trading manually.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
No worries. Reach out anytime. I'll be here.
Good. Any other questions? All right, so we're waiting for Kyle. He's having another moment with his children. Any other questions regarding?
Oh, hold on, my bad.
Okay, no problem. They're in control now?
For the moment.
All righty. So who are the 3 winners who came closest? Okay, he's tallying it up. So very quickly, while he's tallying it up, please remember our motto, which is the Obsidian Revolution. And the whole point of the Obsidian Revolution is to aim towards financial freedom. And the way to do it, and really, it's really a roadmap to reaching $1 million in winnings on our trading. And the way to do it in a systematic way is, especially if you're fairly new, pass that 1 PA and keep it. Okay, don't lose it. I mean, trade super conservatively and don't lose it. Once you pass that first PA and you get the first withdrawal, plow it back into your business and get more evals and pass them. If you can pass 1, you can pass 4, 5, 6. The challenge always is passing the first one, because once you know how to do it, then you know the pathway. So you pass 4, and then you pass 5, and then you pass another 5 and another 5, and soon you'll have 20 PAs. And within that 20 PAs, if you just make sure that you are trading with the quantity safety on, especially in the mornings and especially when there is a lot of volatility taking place, like FOMC. As long as you have that, you are 90% sure you're not going to blow up your account because of a glitch that takes place within the NinjaTrader into Copier, into Rithmic, into Apex. That's a lot of gateways to go through in order for it to communicate and go back and forth. and twice I have blown it big time. One time I blew 19 PAs all at the same time, and the other time I blew 11 $250,000 PAs and evaluations all at the same time. And that's because the computer froze for 30 seconds. And by the time I got back, I couldn't flatten it. I went into Rhythmic, couldn't flatten it. Ninja couldn't flatten it. Apex, I went to Apex where you hit the flatten button, and that wasn't flattening it either. And by the time it was all said and done, instead of having one mini, I had 40 contracts running, and that killed me. So if you have quantity safety, the moment it passes that maximum by one, it'll automatically shut down everything, okay? And that'll save your account. So make sure to do that. And once you have that set, you know, depends on what your goal is. If you want to make $1,000 a day with 20 PAs, all you got to do is have a $50 profit. Okay? $50 profit. That's it. And you're good to go. That's what, 2 micros at how many ticks? 20 ticks? You'll hit your 50. Very safely, very easily. And you know, you've made your $1,000 right there. That's your, if you trade 20 times, that's $20,000 a month. Okay. And if you want to make $100, that's $4,000, $40,000 a month, and so on and so forth. Okay. And so that's what you want to get. And once you get there, you're able to leverage your trading towards financial freedom. And then you can start thinking about the 3 F's of your life: your faith, your family, your fun. Have a purpose for why you trade. Don't get greedy. So with that, we have our 3 winners who came closest. The number that I chose was 48 this time. And Abdul, Ja Pips, and Sigma are the 3 winners for today. So congratulations. Alrighty, it is 5:45. We are done. I'll be here for another 15 minutes. I have to play Lotto now.
PJ,
Yeah, go
what's
for
your
it.
number?
What's that?
What was your number?
48.
Oh, shit, I take 47. Yeah.
Good job, good job. You almost hit it. You know,
You
that's
know why?
why.
I guess your age.
You guess my age?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm 55, by the way.
Oh my God. You look
Thank
40.
you. Thank you for giving me a lower age. Gosh, I feel like a woman given, 10 years, me 10 years younger. Cool.
It's your, now you should go play the lottery.
Oh, there you go.
So,
So,
TJ,
yeah.
can I give my winner, give it to somebody else?
Yes, you can. Do you want to give it to
I want to give it to Don. I made good money from him. I want to give it to him.
Don? You get a gift from Abdul. That's his tip for you.
Oh man, I appreciate that. Thanks a lot.
I made
That means a lot to me.
$70 in 3 days from you, buddy. So that's for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Great. So I will be here till 6. If you have questions, hang out. Ask your questions. If you got to go, please remember, have a wonderful weekend. At least 2-3 hours study or practice with the playback and hone your trading skills. But enjoy your family. Have a great weekend, guys. So, anybody?
Thanks, CJ.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Who is on a trial right now? You just signed up. You're on a 7-day trial. If you are, You need to ask a question. You have primacy. Please jump in. You recognize most names here. I'm not sure who M3 and Meta Prince is. I don't know who KS is, and everybody else I know. So Christopher Oliver.